This is my first video log or vlog on YouTube. As you can probably guess by the name of the video, that this isn't really gonna be the happiest of videos. I've been through a lot in my life, and I don't get me wrong, I don't want this to be a pity party for me, or like I'm not complaining or asking for sympathy or anything. It just feels good to talk about it and let my thoughts be heard, because my thoughts kind of repeat over and over in my head until I can't take it anymore. So, where do I begin? I guess I'll begin from the very beginning. I mean, I've only lived like 18 years, and if I just start with the major tragedies, so I was born with autism and bipolar, though I didn't know about the bipolar until way later on in life. And I also have ADHD and some memory issues from being a blue birth. And if you don't know what that is, it's when a child is born without breathing for extended periods of time. And to put it literally, they turn blue or purple in my case. And I never really got along with other people. My friends, all of them, pretty much just left me when, and well, quite frankly, when they were done with me. I've never really known how to make good friends, find them and keep them and whatnot. But anyway, when I was, I think, 10, I think that's the age, I found out, oh, well, actually, when I was 9, this was the first thing that happened. I found out my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and she survived, luckily, and she had both surgeries. She had chemo. She survived. She's alive still. And then about a year later, when I was 10, my dad was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a rather hard to survive sub, or I don't know what it's called. Oh, it's a type of cancer that's really hard to survive. Like, there's about 20% of people that actually survive that. And I'm 10, so of course my parents aren't going to tell me this. And my sister was even younger, so she wasn't told anything. But he survives for about 2 years, and when I turned 12, right before my 13th birthday, I come downstairs for school, and I go to say good morning to my dad, who is sitting in the lying in the dining room on a hospital bed, because that is where he decided to put it. And I thought it was kind of weird, but anyway. And he's choking and not breathing properly. So I freak out and run upstairs and get my mom up and tell her that Dad's dying. So I stay there, and throughout that time his choking got worse to the point where I was watching him cough up blood. My mom tried to get me to leave, but I refused, and if I could, I would have chained myself to the floor, because everyone was trying so desperately hard to get me out of there, but I didn't want to leave. It was my dad, and I wanted to be there when he died. Eventually, they managed to get me out of there, and I missed it. I'm not sure if I actually wanted to see him die, or if I just wanted to know that he was actually dead, because throughout the course of the rest of my life, I couldn't cry, even no matter how hard I desperately wanted to. I just couldn't cry about it, and I just acted like it never happened. It was very emotionally racketing for me, and I was in and out of mental hospitals so many times, and I started cutting to help deal with the pain. So around the time when I was 16, I had kind of replaced my uncle as my father, like, for the positive male role model in my life. So he's over here with my cousins, and he's acting weird, and I knew what was going on, but I was too scared to say anything, because I've been there myself. So he left, and we never saw him again. And by that I mean he killed himself, and I kind of figured it was gonna happen, but I didn't want to do anything. And I kind of came to the conclusion that anyone I get close to was going to die. So I distanced myself from most people, only talking to them outside of a school area if it was online. I kind of isolated in my room, never wanting to come out, and I kind of became a little lazy. The most recent tragedy that has gone on was I kind of discussed it a little bit in my Minecraft video earlier on, but it wasn't really that in depth. I just wanted to move on and focus on Minecraft and kind of drown my hours in video games, which is something I became very accustomed to doing. But I hadn't known him for very long. But Quentin, he was a friend regardless, and I remember when I first met him, like, it was at a residential program, and I had a phone with me that had like 1,010 songs on it. So, like, I loaned him my iPod because he asked me, or not my iPod, it was my phone, but like, I used it as an iPod, so I loaned it to him, and he's gone for outside for like about 20 minutes, and I go out there, and I just see him with like the most distant look on his face, just spinning in circles, staring at the sky, completely oblivious to everything around him. He was at peace. So I walked up to him and I asked him, "Why are you spinning in circles? Aren't you getting dizzy?" And he's like, "It's fun. You should try it." So together we just kind of sat there and spun in circles for the next hour. And he, like, while I was there was this other guy who broke a window and threatened to kill me with a piece of glass. But while he is freaking out, cussing out the staff and breaking shit, Quentin, he's just like, he gets up and he starts like dancing. And he's just like, dance to the verbal abuse. It lightened the mood a lot. I miss him a lot. It's always nice to think about the positive things that have happened with those kinds of relationships. And to be honest, I had a huge crush on him for the longest time. And we exchanged numbers through Facebook, and I was working up the courage to call him and confess what I felt. He didn't answer. I called several times over the course of the week, and still no answer. So I tried to get a hold of him on Facebook, and then I saw the post his dad made on his Facebook wall telling everyone that he had passed away. Death is a funny thing. Well, I don't want to sit here and start crying on camera. I'm not Markiplier, sorry, but I have a whole different story on Mark that I'll share a different day, but I hope that these words that I'm about to say will help someone out there who's watching this and going through a struggle. Life is worth living, even if you don't think so. And a life that is lived where you blame yourself for everything, and even if everyone around you is dying or someone else has died that you care about, that doesn't mean you should follow them. They wouldn't want that. So, peace.